Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yashar Allah. Kol Holoyim La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Harakah Kodash. For blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwaf. Let's keep in the faith and the works. Y'all keep at it. This your brother Abaya, coming at you with more precepts. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Devices roughly means plans, right, or plots. We understand that the wicked plot on the righteous, right, secretly, right, and they have different organizations that come together and discuss these plots and plans one amongst another. And then usually after they have these meetings, some catastrophic event happens on the earth and don't nobody know where it came from, right? But we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, Satan being the adversary. We're not ignorant of it because Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is dealing with us. The spirit of truth is dealing with us, right? The spirit of the Lord is dealing with us. So that being said, I'm going to let this video play and I'll be back.
The theme at Davos this year is rebuilding trust. Could that be because they know that we really don't trust any of these assholes that go to Davos in the first place? I didn't warn you about that word, but...
Salat, 1 second. Y'all already know where I'm going. Well, you should. But this is the book of Sirach, which is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right? Ain't no trust earning back, man. First and foremost, like he's about to explain, they must got it confused with people not knowing they even exist, right? Which gives them free range to do whatever it is they want to do and be unchecked as far as social media goes, as far as, truthers go, and more so as far as the men of the Lord go, because we had to come into this knowledge and the Most High had to reveal, right, the devil for what he really is, like it says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. All right, but that wasn't no trust, that was ignorance. And now that we know better and we can clearly see who the wicked is and who the devil is and who our enemies are, ain't no trust earning back. We trust in the Lord. That's it and that's all.
Yeah, I'm calling them assholes. First of all, who goes to Davos thinking that everyone thinks that this is it's a bad look now going to Davos. I think Russell Brand calls it investors Coachella or something like that, globalist Coachella. It's like a place where you know that you're going to go and try and set an agenda for the world and you are an unelected leader. This is the World Economic Forum's annual gathering of unelected leaders who plan out the future of the world based on their own economic interest. Usually it involves putting the interests of the average person in les toilettes. The annual meeting for 2024 takes place next week, January 15th through 19th. So we took a look at the agenda. And yeah, here is the theme, rebuilding trust, which made Philip laugh. And that takes a lot to make Philip laugh. What do you find funny about that, Philip? Can you just explain that little chuckle?
Oh, it's the rebuilding trust. I mean, one, you never had it.
Yes.
And two, that means that you're painfully aware that you don't have it and you're trying to do something about it. They should map out their own damn thoughts and have their AI track them down and figure out why it is nobody trusts them. That's what I would do.
And
I couldn't have said it better myself.
And it's funny, if you think about rebuilding trust, maybe they thought at some point when no one knew who they were, that they had trust, right? It was just this circle. It was just these friends that got together at Davos, Bill Gates and all that. No one was really aware of the nefarious things that they were actually doing.
Yes.
Right. So in that early stages, they had trust, and now they've completely.
They had trust because.
All right. So like I said, man, like he just explained, ignorance is one thing, but actually finding out the truth is a whole nother. And that's also why I give double honors to the apostles and elders, really, of GMS, for breaking down who these devils really are, right? because I can recall when I first came into this truth, they were like the only ones that was going into who these people are behind the scenes. Everybody else was more so on, do you know who you are, and going into the curses and so forth and so on. But it's a wider spectrum of knowledge that you have to know in order to operate in the truth soundly, right?
Had anonymity. That's
Right.
not trust.
Well, it's trust. It's trust for themselves during their luncheons.
And what's funny
Yeah,
is
it's like
to rebuild trust, what they're going to have to do is take away our right to say we don't trust them. Like they will silence us. They're going to silence everybody on social media to rebuild our trust so that people can't, counter our narratives.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What were you saying, Philip?
And then act surprised. I was gonna say, and then they act surprised that nobody trusts their secret cabal. I mean, like literally,
Right.
that is just not a good look, guys. It's not a good look.
It really isn't. And it seems to me a tacit admission that the world leaders have earned their loss of trust. They deserve it that we don't trust them. So I, thought, okay, if they really, again, every time I do this segment, every year I go through the Davos agenda and I'm like, don't be cynical, Natalie. Maybe there's some well-intentioned good stuff here. And then it just blows my mind at what I see. So I'm trying here. I'm trying. But if they really wanted to regain trust, they could apologize for pushing climate change measures that hurt the environment and average people more. That's one thing. Maybe they could apologize for social tracking, mass vaccination, taking away freedoms. Maybe they could apologize for selling endless, useless wars built on lies. That's how they could build up trust. But spoiler alert, they're not going to do any of that shit. They're not. They're going to go all in on more war, more climate policy, and another pandemic for a disease they don't even know about yet. This panel here, scheduled for the 17th, will blow your mind. That's not a good graphic. I apologize. I'm going to read it to you. What it says is preparing for disease X.
So here we go again, right? They bringing out something else, and ain't nobody gonna know where the hell it's coming from. How can that be so if you already prepping for this quote unquote X disease? Right? The devil really do be telling on himself, man. But that scripture too. The Most High said he would make the devil's tongue fall upon themselves. So all of the things that are happening now, it's all prophetic, right? Everything that's going on in the so-called Middle East, which is really Western Asia, right? All of that is in the scriptures. That's Joel chapter 3. What's going on with society? The uproars of the people. That's second Ezra chapter 9. All of this is dealing with the end times, right? And it's only so long that these things can be spoken of until it's actually full-fledged in effect, right? Hence the famine of the word and then Jacob's trouble, right? That's really what we seeing. Or what we're really facing is the beginning of Jacob's trouble for real, right? Because they already began censoring, and it's only getting worse, right? And ultimately, it's going to lead to Revelation chapter 13, where it talk about the MOTB. If you don't take it, right, that comes with a social credit system. It's already in China. So all of these things are happening at the same time, right? And what the devil say? Y'all need to trust me again. Nigga, please.
Says the World Health Organization is warning that disease X, it's unknown, it says, could result in 20 times more fatalities than the coronavirus pandemic. So we need to be prepared. It's unknown, it's disease X, and it's 20 times more fatal, they say. Okay. Go ahead, David. What's your reaction to that?
I wonder if that's a slam on Elon, if they're calling it that because it's like disease
Yeah,
Twitter,
X,
basically.
disease X. Sounds like science fiction, but I think the 20 times more than coronavirus, like as we talked about, like, do you know anyone that died of coronavirus?
No, we know people that died with coronavirus, and even the CDC now has revised their deaths because of that.
Yeah.
So yes, that obviously, that will get your attention. But then if you look here, it says this session is linked to Partnership for Health Systems Sustainability and Resistance and the Collaborative Surveillance Initiative. Okay. So in order to, get a hold on this fatal disease X, they're going to need to have collaborative surveillance. And who is the panelist? Big Pharma is on this panelist list. I know you can't see that, and I'm sorry.
And guess where Big Pharma started from? Big Pharma, they started with them Rothschilds and them Rockefellers, right? All of this is in the Bible. All of this is prophetic, man. And that's why we really not concerned about it. We're not worried about it because we ultimately understand Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai got our back, man. If he thought of us enough to show us, to have it in our spirit, to warn people about it, to constantly day in and day out operate in that same spirit of truth, righteousness, spirit of the Lord, the spirit of holiness, then that means the Most High doing that for our preparation as well. I mean, the Most High got our back, man. And he gonna see us through this thing, right? Because we trust in him. We trust in the invisible God when everybody else saying he doesn't exist. We got faith in his word when everybody else is saying, well, that's man-made, man wrote that. We gonna see exactly what time it is sometime shortly. How about you, Yahweh Shai Zion, I believe. Yeah, sometime shortly, man.
And also Dr. Tedros. You see there, AstraZeneca is on the panelist list. Will that rebuild trust, do you think? I mean, they could apologize for the mistakes they made during COVID. It does not look like they're going to do that. Last year, you may recall that the Davos program was very, very heavy on giving Russia the cold shoulder to tank their economy and combat disinformation. In fact, there were panels about making Russia pay through sport. They had the IOC speaking on how they could make sure that the world knew that Russia was persona non grata through, the economy, sport, all of that. Last year, the program even predicted, here's from 2023, predicting the Russian economy would shrink by 6% because of the actions of these Davos men. But it didn't. Take a look at what actually happened a year later. The Russian economy actually grew by 3.5% in 2023. So these Davos dudes, they could rebuild trust by apologizing for tanking Western countries while trying to tank Russia. Oops, we tanked the wrong economy.
See, nah, they didn't. Because the daughter of Babylon is done. It's a wrap. It's over with. Right? Dying slowly. And the Most High is speeding up that process more and more. Right? But in the meantime, between time, never trust thine enemies, man. They coming with something. And they coming with something so serious. You heard what she said, 20 times worse than that thing. So, they coming. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, right? Make sure y'all go to your local Walgreens and your local CVS and get this and get that. Yet shall he undermine thee, right? Because it's always an agenda when it comes to your enemy, man. So I ended with that, man. How about Shema Shah Ratazah? These precepts in this video were edifying. Kol Holoyim La Yahawah Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Harakah Kwadash Shalom Yashar Allah.